But Carter definitely has had the better season so far of the two. He's trying to reach the semi-final of the Champion of Champions for the first time. As for Mark Allen, if he gets to the last four, it would be the 6th time he's reached that stage in this fine tournament.
Thank you. It's the first frame, Mark Allen to break.
I think it's fair to say, Neil, that Mark Allen will need to improve on the performance against Jimmy White, but we all know he's well capable of huge improvement, of playing brilliantly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a school of thought, isn't there, that Carter's match was tougher against Selby and it only finished something like an hour ago. And that's a disadvantage. But we are going to find that out. It doesn't always work that way. He might just slip back into his routine very quickly. And Mark Allen basically breezed through against Jimmy White. And there's a chance to get his feet up. Such is the group format nature of these events. That's how it works. I expect it to be a very interesting match. Not so sure who'll win.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think it's a very tough one to call.
There's an insect who's flying around the arena, much to the annoyance of Mark Allen, who's got his eye on it. Once you get the pot, you don't mind that little flick on the blue. You wouldn't want it had you missed the pot and looking to get the cue ball for safety. Well struck this was. Just a little glance on the blue helpful in this instance.
It took Allen a while to get into his stride against White. He's potting from distance, especially in the first frame, left something to be desired. That one, though, made that lovely sound.
Six. Seven.
Well, his close control has always been his strength, I think. Yeah, little shots even like that one where he didn't let the cue ball hit a cushion. Cue ball staying in the middle of the table a lot. This time he has to screw off the cushion to get down for a red. But it's just a slightly different style these days in doing so. It's like that red goes right through the gap there. He's a bit more deliberate these days. I mean,
13.
in his pomp. He won the international championship a few years ago. He was almost running around the table, winning frames quickly with big breaks. Now it's all a bit more measured.
Yes, when he won that international championship in 2018, he
90.
made 14 centuries, which is a very high number for one player in a single tournament.
Twenty.
Now, he's a little concerned there as the black went towards the pocket, but day
27.
one, the jaws have been accommodating, let's put it that way. Caught a lot of the far jaw on that occasion, but it went in
28.
without a second thought.
$35. $36. $43.
Just gone a little too far for that red to the left corner, the one down the left side. He can't reach it without using the rest, so he's playing a different red. I think he played on the other one.
$44.
Been a bit of a mixed bag, isn't it, his season? You know, I mentioned earlier today, he's 26 in the world on the one-year list. Last season, about now, certainly after the UK, he was #1 by an absolute streak. So he's not in that sort of form. Hard to think he was ever going to play like that again. But amongst all the good
51.
performances, and there's been a few, there's been some not such good ones. He hasn't quite hit the heights yet.
$52.
Allen's deepest run in a world ranking event was punctuated by Carter. We've talked about that quarter-final in Wuhan. I think, without doubt, his most painful and surprising defeat was in his home tournament, the Northern Ireland Open in Belfast, when he lost in the last 64 to Andres Petrov of Estonia. That was a
55.
huge upset.
Yeah, finished at 1:45 a.m. local time in Belfast. He's run into Tepchaya Inu a couple of times, the Thai player who,
62.
let's be honest, when he's playing well, he could just breeze past anybody. One of those was a
63.
5-0, the other not so one-sided. Both wins, though, for the Thai player. Anyway, started this match well. That's frame ball, and the opening red that he's zipped in
Yeah.
and has sort of gone from
70.
there tells me he's in great form tonight. Been almost a perfect frame he's played here.
He'll be keen to knock this in to make absolutely sure of the frame.
Thanks. 71.
I was chatting to Stephen Hendry backstage a little earlier, and we were musing over whether it's possible to see in this tournament a century break in every match.
79.
Well, both matches this afternoon featured one. We could tick the box for this match right here.
'84. '85.
Oh, this really is excellent stuff. Everything's going smack in the
90.
middle of the pocket.
'93.
Oh, I think that was an absolutely beautiful break. Century with a few more to come, but it's hard to say that
101.
this break has not been inch perfect. Quite delightful the way that he's made them. Played a multiple cushion shot to get onto the yellow.
108.
But whatever happens from here, it's a great start for Mark Allen. There's still more to come.
107.
Terrific.
'113. '117. '122. '128.
Oh, it's just a lovely break from the first shot to the last.
Indeed, it was. Total class, total clearance. That's what they call a statement break. Mark Allen could not have wished for a better start. in 1
Blank hits his
second
second
short
frame.
of 10
Ali
minutes.
Carter to break.
Mark Allen cleared the table in the first frame, sending a message to Ali Carter. I'm going to be tough to beat. That was the message for the man who's lost his last 2 encounters against Carter.
Well, Mark Allen 4.
Well, I mean, sometimes you might think you're better off going in off there than you are rattling it and taking the cue ball out to the middle of the table. That will only depend on what happens now. Mark Allen with the cue ball in the D. He probably fancies knocking this long red in. Sometimes the in off is a better option. Not that he meant it.
One.
Is this going to be an action replay of frame 1 when he knocked in a red from distance? Obtained position and went from there. This time, he wasn't reliant on a fortunate kiss. It was inch perfect, the pace on that cue ball.
I'm not sure he played on the red to the left middle, but that's the one it's going to be.
Seven.
Well, if I was Ali Carter, I'd be a little concerned in the early stages. Yes, it's the best of 11. He had a pretty impressive victory not that long ago this afternoon against Mark Selby, but in Mark Allen, he looks like he's run into one in good form straight after. And I think maybe saved by that red being pushed to the cushion, but he might be on another one. What Carter does know is that the Mark Allen best game is a pretty formidable opponent. He's got a red to this corner bag nearest to us, but he's not sure about position. This is a difficult red. Very close to it. Just passes the black. Good recovery. First time in a frame and a bit
13.
he's had to play any sort of a retrieval shot like this. Now, has he run too
16.
far? He wants to roll the red into the right corner. Of course, he's got the other red anyway, so this would have been easier to play the red across the table rather than this one.
Thanks. 17.
Wasn't quite convinced initially he could play that shot, but the table is so
24.
responsive, so reactive, he played it with ease.
25.
Well, he's got the cue ball locked in at the moment in a
32.
very tight area down the middle of the table. He looks in good form, he really does.
33.
You can see that by the numbers. All the stats are 100% right now. The average shot time, well, sometimes that just goes with the territory of playing well. Ooh, until that shot.
Mark Allen, 33.
Well, he potted 47 out of 47 and ends up missing one of the easier shots of those. For no good reason.
Yeah, given the momentum he'd built up, that was a very, very unexpected miss. Pleasantly surprising for Carter, who must have thought he was going to be on the receiving end of another sizable contribution.
That'll annoy Ali Carter and anyone else, quite frankly, when someone like Mark Allen misses a black off the spot and somehow he doesn't get on a red from it.
Yes, he caught the black too thick. So consequently, the cue ball didn't travel far enough for the intended red. Thankfully for him. But you're right. No damage done. For the first mistake chalked up.
He's playing well and he's getting a little fortunate on top of that. That's the dream little nudge to get behind the brown. He knew nothing about it.
Foul in the miss. Mark Allen, 4.
Well, that was a mild shot, wasn't it? I was thinking this must be a quick table if that's ever going to get to the reds. Bit of a miss hit, I think. Well, of course, you can have it put back. I don't suppose Ali will make a hash of it again like last time. But he's interested in this two-ball plant. So now he's looking at the snooker that he was faced with. And I think he's decided at this point not to have the balls replaced. He's going to play the next shot. Got to overcut this first red on the potting angle to make the plant. He's away again.
One.
Ooh. Cue ball seem to go on and on and on here. Don't think there's anything on it. It's by way of a colour.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. Yellow ball. Oh, good.
When you heard
Mark
Marcel
Allen,
Lecott there say no problem, that was because Mark Allen said get down there just in case. But the path was clear to the yellow. And Carter finds himself in more strife.
And he's playing a little bit of left-hand side to get into the bunch of one cushion. You can misjudge the pace on these as well. Playing with side and looking to get the angle. He's gone strongly into them. Maybe he played it. Send that cue ball down the table. If so, it was a good shot. Acknowledged by Allen. Just clinging on at this stage, isn't he? Hoping that something will come his way, Carter.
Missed a couple of pots of this ilk against white, quite thick this afternoon. And he did again there.
Yes, Phil, you called it. He did sort of push it slightly onto the object ball, I think. Which is often the reason why you miss these. Played it with the right-hand side. It sort of goes originally to the left. With that side, it just pushes onto the object ball. Still hasn't potted a ball at this stage. Ali Carter.
One.
Another pot where the cue ball just refuses to halt.
Rebel. Mark Allen, one.
Quite a good shot. I mean, he's covered the red with the brown that could have been potable to the right corner. Carter's going to have to play a good safety shot here to avoid going into the brown on the way back up the table. Which somehow he manages. Well, he went the other way this time, missed it on the other side. Surely this time that red passes the blue. I mean, that Ali does deserve to have a pot here.
One.
Well, finally, belatedly, off the mark. And now Mark Allen's pleased he took the decision to chip the brown close to a side cushion. He's also got a red on a side cushion as well. But Carter can get right back into the frame at the very least.
Six. Seven.
Wrong side of the blue, but the up and down with the brown not on its spot is an easier shot. You've got all that middle of the table to bounce the cue ball in and out of Bolton.
Twelve. Thirteen. 19. 20.
Now the
26.
tough stuff kicks in.
Yeah, the double, which is wouldn't be his first choice of shot.
27.
I mean, players at this level do get doubles a lot, but you're never a certainty. You can misjudge them. You're never in any doubt. But like Phil said, it gets more difficult from now to get the frame one. Good shot. I think the red on the right cushion will give him potentially less problems as a right-handed player.
33.
But doesn't mean it's going to be easy to land behind it. Especially with that angle on the pink, which is not ideal. Well, there you have it. He felt that he couldn't get on the red at all.
40.
So you're not going to play the double here. The break's going to come to an end. You have to put the first good safety shot in. That's not bad.
Look out to 40.
Pan to Carter. I think he's seeing the funny side. What a stroke of luck.
I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? When it's things like that, you just could never predict. I don't know if does he feel he can just creep past the brown and edge the red? It's all a little bit at close quarters, this. I think he can hit it. He wants to ensure it goes safe.
12.
It's not really
Mark
been his
Allen,
evening so far. We've not even had 2 frames. But I think it's safe to say that Ali Carter has not had any rub of the green. It's pretty much an understatement in those 2 frames.
His only consolation, Carter's aware that from distance, certainly in this frame, Allen has not been sharp. That was better, and now Carter's second consolation.
1.
Allen will need the awkward brown.
6. Mark Allen, 6.
I have to say it again, the little secondary kiss on the cue ball has put a difficulty on this shot. He's queuing over the green now. It wouldn't have been otherwise. Still, he's recovered well, and he can still pitch the frame. I think it would be some frame to win. He's almost battling against the elements of it during the course of it. And he might have the shot here to pot the green and just come in towards the brown, maybe develop it. I think it's a natural to get very close to the brown. Well, he got the second part of the shot, but not the first. That could be a very costly error.
Just seemed to be a little off balance there, Neil.
Yeah, it was awkward, wasn't it? And now I think all that Mark Allen is wondering here, can he pot the green and leave the cue ball down there to make the pot easier? Will the brown still be cuttable from that side? Yeah, I don't think he thinks it is. That's why he's played that now. He hit that one very well. And that, I'd be surprised to me if it wasn't a frame when it needs the blue. Different kind of a frame to the first one. The result of which is going to be the same.
Quite often when you're in prime position and you miss a black off the spot, the snooker gods kick you in the shins. Not on that occasion. Mark Allen doubles his advantage. Champions over the years. And he started off this year's event, well, beating Jimmy White 4-1 and now establishing a 2-0 lead over Ali Carter. This a race to 6 to become the first player into the semi-finals.
Just thinking earlier on, it's kind of a new development, this, isn't it, where the player will just allow the referee to look down the line of shots. It's growing more and more into the game in the last few years. There was a time when the player wouldn't give the referee any help. At least now, Marcel Eckhart has had the chance to see exactly where the balls were should a replacement be needed. Which I get the feeling it might do. Depends what Ali feels about this shot. Decided to play himself. Well, it won't be called...
Foul and a miss. Ali
Well, it'll be called a miss, but it won't be the 3 strikes and out rule because it's 2 separate shots in a row that he's missed, that you could see a ball full. If he was to miss this shot, then the warning would be given for his 3rd attempt.
Have we got it, Desi? I believe this is your chalk mark, so we don't... The line is right, just a bit further up, you say? Yeah. Inches. Yeah. Have you got it, Desi? No? I go up another inch, yeah?
That's Desislava Boshilova, the marker for this match. She's got the original position on screen, so she can guide Marcel Eckhart as to where the cue ball needs to be.
Well, this time he'll get warned.
And
he'll be playing a different shot.
Yeah.
And hopefully, from his point of view, it'll involve hitting a red. So Marcel will read him as the right act here. Hit one or lose the frame. Simple as that.
Yeah, Ali. Yeah. Mark, it's your 3rd attempt. The full face contact is available. If I have to call a miss this time, you're going to lose the frame.
Not exactly the riot act, Neil, was it?
Well, no, I mean, he can't have him arrested or anything. If he misses, he'll lose the frame if he does, but that's where it ends.
These two met in the very first Champion of Champions, in the first round actually, 2013. Carter won 4-3. You were there, Neil, and there was a rather weird controversy.
Yeah, there was something happened where I think Mark thought that Ali had inadvertently made a noise or something and put him off his shot. I think it was just a misunderstanding. I think these two, as you heard at the interviews, are good pals. It was just a heat of the moment thing. I remember it right at the very beginning of the Champion of Champions. Just a little incident which I think has been virtually forgotten now. You get occasional niggles in this game, but they don't often amount to a great deal. Good shot that. He's put Mark Allen in a spot to bother here. You feel he can get an edge of a red and get back to bolt. But as I say, you've already seen he's had a few problems with locating the edge of the ball already in this frame. Giving away 3 4-point penalties, trying to do so. It's better. Well, the frame is over 8 minutes old and not a ball potted yet. All those points are penalties that are on the board. Carter won't feel happy until he's notched up a frame, for sure. He never really feel in a match. And quite honestly, he wasn't in it for a frame and a bit.
Of course, Alan will be pleased, encouraged by the way the first couple of frames have gone. But he'll be taking absolutely nothing for granted. We know that Carter leads 6-5 in head-to-heads. Delve a little deeper. They've played in 3 quarter-finals before this. Carter's won 2 of them. In the only match between these two that went to a decider. Yep, Carter was the winner. So Mark Allen well aware from bitter personal experience just what a battler his opponent is.
think Mark Allen felt obliged to go for that one. It wasn't straightforward. He looked at the red to the middle, which is more difficult than the cut back into the corner. But it offers more guaranteed position. Should be on something here. The blue or brown.
1.
And the reds are scattered pretty openly, so if you can gain position on the next red from this colour, it is a half decent chance, or even better than that.
Now he's putting a perfect record on the line. Ali Carter today has attempted 11 pots using the rest, and he's knocked in all 11.
Six.
Well, it's one of those shots you hope to get on the black. You know that a red could get in the way, and that's what's happened. Strangely, he looked at the red and the pink seemed to be a plant to the right corner, but he'd have had to obviously play a red onto the pink. So he couldn't really play that shot from where he was.
Green ball.
Nominated green, so he might be coming around 2 cushions to get in behind it here. This is an awkward one because Mark Allen, I don't know if he'd want it put back, because you get the feeling in the end, Ali Carter is likely to get that shot. In behind the green and snooker, Mark Allen, so he may not have these put back. Taking a risk if he does, put it that way.
Okay.
Well, I'll say it now. There's a chance that Carter will improve on that last shot. End up putting Mark Allen in a snooker. That's a chance you take having these replaced. I'm not saying it's easy, but he's trying to snooker him here. If he hits it, he probably will.
Yeah, Mark.
Nominate green again.
Green ball.
Make the adjustment. Well, there you are. I mean, I think Mark Allen is taking a massive risk having those replaced. I think he should have been ahead of the game there.
It was just a matter in the end of angle adjustment.
Foul and a miss. Ali Carter 4. Yep.
Carter took a cursory look at the red to right middle, but there was no future in that.
Yeah.
He'll come and look at the red again now, especially as he hasn't got the option of having it replaced. Red to middle.
One.
Well, this is an important visit for Ali Carter. It will give him a foothold into the match if he can make a decent break from it. Been a lot of safety in this frame. We've been going nearly 18 minutes. Just a couple of balls have been potted. But there might be a few more coming up.
Eight. Nine.
He scored well against Mark Selby this afternoon. Breaks
16.
of 68, 50, 48, 76, 1, 2, 1,
17.
and a clinching 58 in the decider.
Ali Carter, 17.
Well, we saw Mark Allen miss one of those. Carter's a little more difficult, but not much more. You know, that's not a shot you expect him to miss. It was just slightly stretching. But it was a black off the spot, but he missed.
One.
And now Allen looking to make his rival pay. In his pre-match interview, he said that sometimes Carter's head can go down. If he falls 3-0 behind, it would be a gargantuan task to get back into it.
Well, I mentioned earlier
Eight.
there is a plant there, and it's the pink he's got to hit onto the red. It just makes it more difficult. You could throw it off line.
Nine.
Yeah, well played. It was there for a while. Carter had it earlier in the frame, and he didn't want to play it, but it looked on. Unusual for there to be, you know, a coloured ball in the middle of the reds on a plant, but there was an instance of it.
And in taking that kneel, he's got the added benefit of freeing up the pink.
Yeah. Well, this after a lot of turn and fro in this frame. Now this now turns into the best chance by some margin we've had in it.
$15.
I think this is where he needs to just speed his game up a little bit. Now the chances there, not overthink. It's been a frame of lots of thinking and decision making. Now it's about potting the balls. Not allowing yourself to be taken out of your natural rhythm He seems to be doing it well.
21.
Might play the cannon on the two reds here to the left of the black. Yep, beautifully done. Didn't push that
22.
red onto the cushion.
$29. $30. $37. $38.
Looking to keep it simple, looking to retain concentration and avoid what happened in the second frame when, nicely in, he missed a
40.
stock black off its spot.
40.
But if you're looking for potential stumbling blocks, obvious stumbling blocks, you won't find any. They're all there.
$52. $53.
Well, he needs both reds here. Red, colour red.
58. $59.
Well, best of 11 matches can be very long sessions of snooker, but
66.
Mark Allen has made good inroads into winning it already. It's over an hour of play, something like that. But he's halfway there,
67.
and in the main, he's been keeping Ali Carter out. He did miss a black off the spot this frame, Carter, which was his best opportunity. All about the man from Northern Ireland, though.
73.
And now colours clearance will
75.
bring about his third century of the day.
$78. $82. $87. $93.
Allen's dominance continues, strengthens. In the second frame, when he missed the black off its spot, it didn't cost him. But when Ali Carter missed the black, I'm afraid it did. One-sided here, 3-0 to Allen. smile,
the
which
fourth
he
frame.
must be
Ricardo.
tempted to break out right now. Halfway to victory over Ali Carter. One more before the interval. Carter badly needs to tuck it away. This might be a little premature, but just thinking, Ali Carter had 1 hour between first round and quarter-final. If Mark Allen were to go on and win this match, he would have 5 days between quarter-final and semi-final. Won't be required out there again until Saturday night.
One.
Somewhat lost the cue ball. The black is still, of course, gettable from there, but also missable from there. It's not easy to come on the back of like a deciding frame match against Mark Selby and get into a match against Mark Allen. Maybe there's been a bit of a hangover, but whatever it is, he's got to get this frame under his belt before we break for the mid-session. 4-0 is looking pretty grim, really.
Nine.
Looking on the optimistic side, Carter has been a pro now for 27 years, and I think over the last 2 or 3 years he's been more resilient in this kind of adversity than he's ever been before. I'm certainly not writing him off.
$14. 15. 22. 23. 28. 29.
Now, a chance just to screw into the cluster of, what is it, 8 reds in there? Just gently, because you've got 2 other reds below the bunch you can land on, maybe develop some as well. Nice shot.
36. 37. 42.
The last two frames have been 28 and 27 minutes respectively. I think this one might be concluded significantly swifter.
$50. 51.
Now the bottom red of the bunch may be puttable to left corner if you can get behind it. Well, he's tried, and he'll certainly be moving other reds. Just guess, he's got to really be careful not to miss this because,
58.
I mean, it could still lose the frame if he was to. Cue ball charging through the bunch. But he has to get onto a colour all the same. He's got to play a good shot here still, despite the lead. Cue ball's disappeared.
59.
Break is over. And it's hard to roll up to the bunch with the red so widely spread. Cue ball, you just never know what's going to happen on the cue ball, but it just disappeared out of the middle of the bunch. Yeah, he knows that really that should have clinched the frame, but Alan will come back to the table. If you just look at the table, the left-hand red and the right-hand red, they're so far apart, it's so difficult to roll up to the brown and cover
Ramble.
both reds. Got to get right into it. Ooh.
Foul.
And that's
The
why he
card
missed
59.
it, Phil.
Mark
He
Allen
missed it
for
because
the
he
free
knew
ball.
he had such a wide area to cover. And there was that heart-stopping moment. The noise I
every
made
time.
was probably not really helpful, but it's that sort of a memory of doing the same thing myself many times over the years, Phil. It's like a nightmare moment.
A fortnight after Halloween, Neil does his contribution.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's that shot, isn't it? Anyway, it didn't cost him any great degree. There's not a player on the tour, or many watching at home, that hasn't rolled up to a bolt colour and finished short. Everyone's done it.
Yeah, quite often it's the fact that players are a little bit sloppy. But that wasn't the case there, as Neil explained so well. He had to be so accurate with the pace.
Alan's going to take one of them safe reds out into the middle of the table here. Well, certainly in a better place. Nice shot. Again, he just needs to, any sort of a shot at the blue, you think the frame's over now. Yeah, he's got to play another, certainly more difficult pot, I think. If he plays the pink, it's missable. The frame is still live. I deserve that full ball kiss on the yellow. The frame has not really panned out very well for him, but he is, in potting this, going to win it. Buying snookers, buying something you can't
8.
imagine.
Yes, Carter has his source of encouragement going into the interval.
12. $13. 19.
Can't imagine Mark Allen will come back to the table, even if he gets the
20.
chance.
$25. 26.
I think, Neil, Carter's got reason to be hopeful.
Well, he has. He's playing well, isn't he? It's just that the nature of the first few frames kind of went against him a little bit. I mean, Allen has played the better. He started in absolutely sublime form. That
31.
1-3-5.
30.
The century in frame 3, but probably frame 2 was the one which got away for Carter. So 3-1 down, he's in there with a squeak. Probably more than that.
39.
But he's got plenty of work to do.
41.
Overall, I think his game looks in good shape to make a comeback if the opportunity presents itself.
44. $48. 53.
Two half-centuries in the same frame gets Carter on the scoreboard. Who could possibly write off a Carter comeback? But right now, there's no doubt Allen is in the ascendancy at 3-1.
Champions, 2 centuries from Mark Allen, who barely missed a pot in the opening exchanges, but an important fourth frame from Ali Carter to hang on in there. 2 half-centuries to make it 3-1 at the mid-session interval. Enjoying this one alongside me, Alan McManus and Ken Doherty. What a match we've got in our hands here. Mark Allen came out the blocks a heck of a lick and looked in such great form. How important do you think it has been for Ali Carter to get at least that last frame before the break?
Massive, because Mark Allen's played nicely tonight. It's good to see him play at the low 20 seconds a shot, and he came out the blocks, as you say, beautifully, played nice, aggressive as well, which has been good. But because both guys are in good form tonight, this match is going to come down to a miss here or a miss there, as we'll see. There's not been much in it, you know, because Ali Carter, I think, has only missed 1 ball of consequence.
Yeah, and that 135 break from Mark Allen in the opening frame, it looked ominous for Ali Carter at that point, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. A wonderful break. We'll see some great shots within that break as well, yeah. But he starts off with this, you know, opening red. It's a strong part of his game as well. OK, you may say he's a little bit lucky to get a flick on the blue because the cue ball was travelling back, but probably deserved it, you know, from that wonderful opening pot. He got off to a stride. Here's another lovely little shot. He knows he's pushing a red towards that left middle pocket because the reds were lined up, but he's very, very good at those, picking those little shots out. And here's a different part of his game. Look at the touch from distance. I know the frame is over, but still shows you how well he's cueing and lovely, lovely touch. This was a strange frame. I mean, this was a strange shot. He could have played this dead weight, tried to land on it, got very, very... This little flick on the red hits it behind the brown. It was quite unusual, that. I mean, anything but that kiss, and the frame was at its mercy for Ali Carter. He didn't know what to do here, and then he plays this shot and he goes in off, leaves a chance for Mark Allen. But it was Ali Carter who got back into this frame and then ends up missing this. I mean, it's a perfect angle. He's thinking about knocking the brown out, getting it over the middle pocket, and he misses, takes his eye off the green. But how well did Mark Allen have to cue this? Had to dig right down into the cue ball, got great purchase on the cue ball, and a lovely shot to seal the frame.
Yeah, I thought the shot that I was talking about missing balls of consequence. This was the one. This is the culprit shot for Ali Carter's side. And he was kind of hanging on and struggling at this point in the match. Mark Allen, any running that's been going on, he's had it. He's got a 3-ball plant there that sort of appeared from nowhere. So that was a bonus, and now Carter's got to come to the party. But boy, does he. Beautiful long red. That takes character and it takes courage and confidence and all those things that I spoke about at the top tonight. I think he is in good form. He's been unlucky. There's another example of it there. Pots a good red, leaves a nasty pink. He should be nicely on the blue. This is effectively frame ball, but he had to nail that down there to make sure that he was staying, getting a foothold in this match, and he did. So it was well done, you know.
Do you think Ali Carter's perhaps suffered from the fact that he had been playing till 6 o'clock and was back out with the walk-ons at 7 o'clock? And
yeah, I'd worry for Ali Carter. If this match goes very, very close, I think the tiredness could play a part. Sometimes you sort of run a little bit on adrenaline as well, and that keeps you going. But he certainly looked a little bit tired in those opening exchanges. You know, he never missed any blacks off a spot in that opening match against Mark Selby. So maybe it had a little bit to do with it. But he's kept himself in the match by winning that last round. That was such an important frame before the interval.
There were signs there, Al, in the opening match against Jimmy White with Mark Allen, what kind of form he's in. If he carries on like the way he's been playing in those opening few frames, he's going to be difficult to beat tonight.
He'll be difficult to beat, but Carter can beat him because he's playing well enough and his attitude's spot on. He took a lot of bad beats in those first 2-3 frames. He came back strongly. This ain't done, not by a long chalk.
Don't go anywhere, because when we come back then, we'll have the conclusion of this one. Mark Allen stormed into a 3-0 lead, but he's been pegged back to 3-1 by Ali Carter in this best-of-11 group final. Hello, welcome back to Bolton. A potential 7 frames to determine who will make it into Saturday's tournament semi-final at the Champion of Champions. Mark Allen leads Ali Carter 3-1. And to take us through to the conclusion of this match, Stephen Hendry is alongside David Hendon in the commentary box. But first, here's Tahir Hajat to reintroduce the players.
Snooker fans, please welcome your players back into the arena. Ali Carter, Mark Allen, and your referee, Marcel Eckhart.
Yeah, so Mark Allen.
Thank you. Settle
on
down now,
top,
please.
but
It's the 5th frame.
still a long way to go. Possible
Mark
7
Allen.
frames. Ali Carter got on the scoreboard winning that 4th frame. Of course, he didn't have long between matches after that tough battle with Mark Selby. But a big prize at stake here. Place in the semi-finals of the Champion of Champions.
Simple can't cue a ball better than that. That was right out of the top drawer. Beautiful bit of cueing. Yeah, best of 11's quite a long match, and I mean, even if you're 4-0 down at the interval, when your opponent's still needing 2 frames from victory, you never feel you're completely out of it. So 3-1 was definitely still game on, and well, that kind of shot just gives you so much confidence and sends a message to your opponent as well.
Yeah, these players are so good.
4.
You know, Mark Allen won't be taking anything for granted. 3-1 up at the interval. He knows it can turn around in the blink of an eye.
Five.
Still on a red. Obviously not ideal. As we see, the average shot time there, players identical in the way, the speed they're playing at tonight. Just need the referee to get out of our way so we can see the situation. I think he's definitely got a choice of a couple of reds at least, but as I said, neither straightforward. The red to the right middle offers the easier positional side because it's basically just a stun for the black. But it's probably the most difficult of the pots available.
11.
As you can see, may leave a red to the left middle and a red to the left corner, so might be just screwing past the black a little bit with his cue ball.
Ali Carter, 11.
Well, frustrating for Carter after the great opening red to get in.
One.
Big target here to go into the reds.
Could not have hit them any
Foul.
better.
Mark Allen,
And
1, Ali Carter.
we'll have another look and see if that was obvious. The red going into the left corner. Couldn't have played the shot any better. No, it's not obvious, is it, where that red came from? So that's pretty unlucky for Mark Allen. Hear the gasp from Ali Carter. Okay, it wasn't a gimme the red, but should have got this really. You sense this is a big frame in the match, just with the way it started, sort of a couple of chances each. When chances have been presented and then not taken, it just gives that little bit of edge to the frame.
Just feel Mark Allen is sort of looking for something this season after obviously his best ever campaign. Won the UK, won the World Grand Prix, of course his own Northern Ireland Open, got to the semis at the Crucible, and was challenging early this season for the world #1 position. But I guess he's got a lot of expectations to try and carry on like that, and it's not easy to keep on winning tournaments. He's not been a great campaign so far. Just one quarter final where actually Carter beat him in Wuhan. But as we know, one good week,
6.
and everything can lead from that. We saw that with Judd Trump, most obviously winning the English Open, then winning the next 2 ranking events as well.
$13. 14. 21. $22.
This is a situation where Mark Allen, I mean, all the top players excel in this situation. You expect them all to win the frame from this position, but what's exceptional about Mark Allen when he's at his best is the cue ball's very rarely more than
29.
1.5 feet away from the object ball, such as his pinpoint position. Just makes this situation so much easier.
30.
Played that shot with just a little dab
37.
of left-hand side. The natural angle of the cushion would have taken him into that red, but just the left side, just took the cue ball, just passed it perfectly on this red.
Yeah, I said he was looking for something, but he may not have to look too hard. It's in there, we know from last season, and certainly when he's positive and confident, pretty formidable. Times when he's got a bit bogged down, although when you found the winning formula and you can win that way, then I guess you can call on it. It happened at the Crucible. He got sort of suckered in, really, to playing Mark Selby's way in that semi-final.
46.
But anyway, it's been good tonight. He's had 2 centuries already. And a chance here to press on to 4-1.
$53. $54.
So this black and another red should be enough. He went into the reds off the blue, not one in. Left Ali Carter, not a straightforward
61.
red, but one that he would have certainly fancied getting with the rest. Didn't get it. And it's been costly.
62.
So the next frame for him is massive to just stay in touch here. It's been a long kind of afternoon stroke evening for Ali Carter with not a lot of break. But can't afford to flag right now because Alan's playing good stuff.
69. $70.
Yeah, crisp 70 from Mark Allen, who is now just 2 frames away from a place in the semi-finals of the Champion of Champions. He leads Ali Carter by 4 frames to 1. So Ali Carter up against it here, 4-1 down. But it's not just the scoreline, it's how well Alan's playing. He's been very fluent. He's had 2 centuries, a 70 in the last frame. So this is a big one. Carter's got to try and apply some pressure by making this match closer.
Yeah, he's got to stop his opponent getting to 5 frames. Give himself some sort of breathing room to get back into this match. But it's getting to the stage where he can't afford any unforced errors. He started the last frame with that beautiful long pot, but didn't capitalise. Appreciation from Ali Carter. That safety shot was as good as it gets from Mark Allen. Absolutely beautiful judgment of where to hit the object ball and pace on the cue ball. Needs to get into the middle of the bunch here. Yeah, well done.
He's touching ball.
Couple of reds available for Mark Allen to the left, right corner. Both very, very difficult pots, but the pink's available should he get one of them. I think he's certainly tempted. When you've got a 4-1 lead, you don't really want to be letting your opponent back into the match cheaply. He's got a good stranglehold in this match, he wants to keep it. But then you can't just go too defensive. You've still got to get to the winning line. That's what match snooker at this level is all about, finding that balance. So you're looking to see if there's a plant to left middle. That tells me he's tempted by one of these reds to the right corner, leaving the cue ball on the black cushion. Ali Carter's turned to be tempted by a red, this time to right middle, and looks like he's taking it on. Big shot, this. Very good.
One.
Yeah, it's good to see him go on the front foot because he's a great safety player, but so's Mark Allen. He might not get in that way. He saw a chance there, and now it's about how many he can make. He's very much back amongst the elite. He was outside the top 16 at the start of the year. He's now up to number 10. Green wasn't the cleanest pot ever. But yeah, he's been in 3 finals, won the German Masters, runner-up Players' Championship, runner-up in Wuhan. So he's got a good store of points. He won't be worrying about his world ranking for a while.
5.
I think he's always believed he belongs, you know, at the top of the rankings. And obviously he's had off-table issues, health issues, major ones, which he's come through. But also there's a queue of people trying to get in that top 16. Some terrific players just outside. It's not easy. And with the way the rankings are structured, you basically have to win a tournament.
10. $11.
Yeah, the last shot that Mark Allen played, I'm not saying he's necessarily trying to protect his lead, but it could have gone for a more aggressive shot choice than the one he did. The one that's afforded his opponent a chance to win this frame.
$22. $23. 29. $30.
Because of the angle he had in the red, that was about as good as he could have done to get on this pink. This is not easy. Very easy to overcut this. Right in the middle of the pocket. Is he on a red though? And look at the body language. It doesn't look like he is.
36.
Two great balls he's potted to that right middle pocket.
Yeah, it feels a bit unlucky that. You know, he's
Carter.
really stepped up, gone for it in this frame, but just had to play safe there. Didn't get on a red. But he's sort of serving notice to Mark Allen. If you're not going to take them on, I am. I might get them.
You can see he's left his red to left middle. With the cue ball being quite close to the cushion, the cue ball's going to be going into the blue here, I think, unless he can avoid it. The positional side of the shot is not easy at all. That's brilliant. That's one of the best shots he's played tonight. And it just shows you at this level, even though Ali Carter got in, potted two great balls, as I said, to the right middle, create an opportunity. At this level, if you're not winning these frames in one visit, you leave yourself open to this counter-attack. That was a great shot from Mark Allen there.
Free. Four.
Well, he'll be very frustrated. I'm sure he's not landed on the pink to right middle. That would be very fortunate if he has. Played for the pink to the same pocket as the red.
Yellow ball. Mark Allen. 4. One.
Unbelievable. He's back virtually in his seat. Thing is, he got nowhere near it really, first time round. And then it sort of did a tour of the table. He's on his way back to the corner. Not even watching. And then, it's gone in. Of course, he's ideal on the pink as well.
Seven.
Yeah, I think you can pretty much read Ali Carter's mind of what he thinks about that last shot. Mark Allen did a
8.
tremendous impression about how gutted he was that red went in.
Yeah, we'll see how sorry he is in the next few minutes.
Yeah, and it all came from
13.
because Ali Carter played such a good safety shot. He forced Mark Allen into playing the pot, a pot he didn't want to take on. He's been punished severely. First by the fluke, which makes you feel terrible. And then if Mark Allen can
14.
convert this chance.
$20. $21. $27. $28.
Just overscrewed that by literally millimetres. He wanted to make sure he was passed straight in the pink to drop in this red to right corner. Overscrewed it, that's why I had to end up playing the cannon, which ended up not being a problem. But it just shows you these players that they're dealing in millimetres in terms of the
34.
positional play.
$35.
obviously had to make sure he got past straight on the blue to get the angle to come down for the last red, but in making sure of that is overscrewed by, well, a good few inches. You can raise the butt of the cue in there, get low on the cue ball and try and take some of the pace out of it. It looks like he's just going to try and drop the blue in dead weight, which means he won't be as close to the red as he would like. This is not easy.
40.
But you would assume it's pretty much frame ball. Should he get it?
Mark Allen, 40.
Yeah, well, he's feeling it, isn't he? I mean, the red didn't have to finish there.
And I mean, that was a pretty easy. I mean, come from me, I'm the worst doubler that's ever played the game, but I mean, that was a pretty easy double for someone of Ali's standards. But the reason why professionals hate playing those shots is that you have no idea where the object is going to end up should you miss it.
1.
And unfortunately for Ali, the way this frame's gone, you kind of knew where it was going to end up. Should he have missed that?
Yeah, he's sunk rather low into that chair, it's got to be said. So Mark Allen 15 in front, coming to the colours yellow, green and brown needed.
Nine.
To move to within just one of the last four.
Twelve. Sixteen. 21.
So a little bit of running has played its part in this frame.
27.
But
And the
Carter
frame.
did have the chance there at the double. Didn't make it, left the red on. Mark Allen has done the rest, and Mark Allen is marching towards the semi-finals. He leads here by 5 frames to 1. It all to do now. 5-1. Of course, it's easy to say, well, he had to play second. He had a long match with Mark Selby, and you can't discount that as a factor. But Mark Allen came out the blocks really
Take a seat
well
quickly, please.
first
Thank
up
you.
tonight. 2 centuries in 3 frames, and Carter has been chasing the game ever
7th
since.
frame. Mark Allen to break.
Yeah, you kind of think if Ali Carter's going to have any chance in this match, he needs a lot of help from his opponent. And he keeps potting these good balls, giving himself opportunities. Well, he's got to start converting these chances. Again, that was beautifully played and perfect on the black.
Eight. Nine.
Going to the bunch here and should screw the other red towards the left corner pocket here. Yeah, just like that. And then leave himself on the one to the right corner pocket.
16.
He's opened the reds beautifully.
$17.
Well, they're all there. He's created an opportunity where in normal circumstances you'd expect him to win the frame, but 5-1 down, he knows his next mistake's his last, or could be his last, so puts a different slant on it.
$22. 23. $30. $31.
You do often see this, a
30.
player who's a long way behind, suddenly just opening the shoulders and just having a go.
$39.
But if you can do it for a couple of frames in a row, then it does put Allen on notice a little bit that he's going to have to get this match won.
$46. $47. $54. 55. 62. Yeah. $63.
Well, this break's been going 5 minutes, and he's just 2 balls away from securing the frame.
$70.
Played a cannon on the red, the outside one to the left of the 5, but knew he had this one as insurance should he miss the cannon. So that's the frame.
71.
So now he'd love to go on and clear the table, make a very big break, and would give himself a huge boost of confidence.
Yeah, he seems to have spent a lot of the day sort of embroiled in
76.
tactical exchanges, but of course this is the other side. We've seen this happen. Judd Trump in the English Open semi-final to John Higgins, 5-2 down, really struggling. Just produced a barrage of breaks to turn that round. These players are good enough to do it, frame after frame.
$84.
Yeah, in any sort of practice session back at the club, you
85.
would probably go quite often 9, 10, 11 times in a, clearing the table in a row on your own practicing. So it's not something that's unusual to a player to get on that kind of run and go a long time without missing a pot.
92.
Obviously a lot more difficult out in the arena, but that's why you practice. That's what you practice for, to be able to do that, to be able to go in these
93.
4 or 5 frame bursts.
Well, it's been short and very sweet, this frame for Ali Carter. There's the century. He's just 3 away now from making his 400.
100. 101. 108.
Well, 143 would set a
109.
decent target for the high break prize. You would think if anyone beats that, good chance it'll be a maximum.
$116. 118.
Right now it's a challenge for Carter. How close can he get to Allen? And of course, if he can, reel off a couple more
121.
frames, then he starts to think, well, I can win the match. Mark Allen's done nothing wrong, really, in this frame.
125. $130. $136.
A sublime 9 minutes from Ali Carter. That's how long this break has taken. The black for 143. Total clearance. Wonderful stuff from the captain. Yeah, he enjoyed that, and so did the crowd here. Mark Allen even applauding. as his lead is reduced to 5-2. Well, Ali Carter can't wait to break off here. I'm not surprised
Yeah,
after that
frame.
last frame. The 1-4-3
Ali
was
Carter.
brilliant. 5-2, he trails though. It's got to be said, Mark Allen has no real history of losing matches from well in front. I mean, every player has lost, you know, from 4-2 up in a best of 9 and so on, but he's not got a record really of failing to close them out. Not to say it won't happen. Obviously, Carter, if he can continue to play like he did in the last frame, can cause a threat. But Allen will get the chance, certainly, at some point to win it.
Following a miss. Ali Carter 4. Yep. Yeah.
terrific shot. Great length on the cue ball. Well, the cue ball kept running in behind the yellow, as you see, covering that red near the pocket. Yeah, the safety stats very good from both.
You can see from that last view, it'd be pretty difficult to actually leave that red. It's near the left corner pocket. You'd have to really butcher the safety shot. So it's one of these instances where you might see all the reds pushed over to that side of the table. Could be a while getting resolved this situation. As we've seen from the stats, both players playing excellent safety, so you wouldn't expect a real unforced error. It may seem strange, but it wouldn't be the worst call for Iraq right now. It's hard to see how this situation will get resolved in the next 5 or 10 minutes, unless there's an absolute glaring error. Well, this is the last of the reds, which will go to the left-hand side of the pink. So all the reds on the left side of the table now. after this shot. Wow. I thought that's what was going to happen. He didn't play as thin as that.
Well, this frame is actually longer than the last, where we had the 1-4-3. Not a ball's been potted.
Well, I was just about to say, I'm struggling to see a shot. And Mark's found something where he comes off the left cushion. The red that he was pointing the tip of his cue at hits that thin. It may plant the other red in the left corner, and the cue ball may escape back up the table. Missed the intended red. And if he's not left the red over the left middle, it's not the worst result at all.
Touching
Okay,
ball.
there's a 3-ball plant there, but you know what are you going to get after you make the plant? Ali Carter was kind of frozen in time there, standing looking at that situation. Yeah, the 3-ball plant is not too difficult to pot the red that's over the pocket, but I can't see where the colour's coming from. Don't think pink goes to right middle. Just going to make sure you're playing the next shot. Make sure you do pot the red.
One. Yellow ball. Ali Carter, 1.
Well, he played the big shot. Couldn't really think of anything else. He worked out the plan. On another day, that black continues to be near the opposite corner pocket. Had that gone wrong, he would have been leaving the lot on potentially for Carter. So he's forced his way in. Let's see how far Mark Allen can get now towards the winning line in this match.
Well, the way he struck that black, it just makes you feel really good. And I'd be surprised if he didn't win the match at this visit. Purely for the way he potted that black. Couldn't have struck it any better. The shot of a really confident snooker player.
Sixteen. Seventeen.
This is a tournament where he does seem to produce the goods. It's his 9th appearance. It would be his 6th semi-final. Of course, he's a former winner and runner-up. Right from when he first turned professional, he always relished the big occasion. First ever match was in the old Northern Ireland Trophy. It was an invitation event. He was new on tour and invited in as the exciting new player from that part of the world and beat Steve Davis. Live on television, the next day beat John Higgins. But he'd come into the pro ranks having won every conceivable amateur title, so he was a winner before he'd even hit the big league.
31.
Maybe he just lost winning ways in the last month or so, but plenty of snooker left to play, not least for him, he hopes, here in Bolton this week.
$37. 38. 44. 45.
3 reds that are in a little bunch there to the left of the pink. I'm not sure if the right-hand side one goes to the left corner. If it does, you can play for that one. Play for a choice, actually, that one or the one that's closest to the left corner in the open. Not many pots away now from
51.
securing the match. Just having a look at that red there. As in potting that will open up the other two.
Yeah, I think he's played with more authority than he did in the first match. He was maybe a bit edgy early on against Jimmy White, who did have chances against him, but as I say, right from the off tonight, he laid down a mark at the 135 in frame 1. He made another century, 100 exactly in frame 3.
He looks to have landed dead straight on this black, which is not ideal. Needs black, red, and another colour. There you see. Not easy to get on the red, it's closest to the left corner. He looked at just following through the cue ball, leaving it on the black cushion. He's decided to settle and leave the plant. This is missable.
62.
So this is Ali Carter's last hope in this match. Sorry, second last. You'll be hoping that Mark Allen misses this black off the spot. There'll be no heroics with position with this. We make sure of the pot.
Well, he didn't get a look in the last frame, so this really was his first
70.
chance to win the match. He sort of bludgeoned his way in initially with that plant from long range and has kept going. Like another red here, and then that will be it. Yeah, fine finish this from Mark Allen. Still time for another century.
78. $79.
Yeah, he's enjoying himself out there. As I said, this afternoon's match was one of those where the performance didn't really matter. It was just about getting in tonight's final of the group. If he played well this afternoon, it was a bonus, but he's really finishing this group off in style. This is as good as snooker I've seen Mark Allen play for a long time, and I actually include winning those titles. He's really looks like he's flowing a lot better. Playing the snooker that we know he can play.
92.
Yeah, it's an enjoyable game to play and to watch when he's like
93.
this. So, yellow for his third century of the night. Oh, what a shame. But he's got the win with that 98. So, for the sixth time from 9 appearances in the Champion of Champions, Mark Allen is into the semi-finals. He is the winner here on day 1 in Bolton. He's beaten Ali Carter by 6 frames to 2.